We are live with episode 18 of Uproar. My name is Alexandra Shaw, joined by James Randall in a packed house here tonight in Phoenix, Arizona. And James, what a night of action we've got on tap.
Absolutely, and we're going into it right now. Our TV champion, Jacob Clark, going to be facing the lunatic known as Butch with the title on the line. It gets no better than this when we're starting off, and I know for a fact that this is going to be banger after banger here tonight, and I'm excited to have you here with me. It's going to be an amazing night.
Ladies and gentlemen, our opening contest for Covenant Pro Wrestling Uproar is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the World Television Championship. Introducing first, making their way to the ring from Manchester, England, weighing in at 214 pounds, he is the lunatic known as Butch.
The lunatic known as Butch making his way to the ring. We've seen him before. You know, he's had battle after battle with several people here in CPW, and he's got the scars to prove it. He's got the screws loose to prove it. And right now, he is on the cusp of gaining a championship. Jacob Clark says he's going to defend this championship every single time he comes out. This is the lucky contender here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I recently did a sit-down interview with Jacob Clark. He is obviously very determined to stay champion, to have a legacy-defining reign, but you've got to think possibly his head might not be all focused on this match. Butch could get a chance here to steal the show and steal that belt.
Absolutely.
And now for their opponent, making their way to the ring from Hawaii, USA, weighing in at 251 pounds, he is property of Alex and Cassidy Clark. He is your World Television Champion, Jacob Clark.
We talk about Jacob Clark potentially not being focused on the match, and that is a very good point to bring up because Jacob Clark is usually focused on nothing more than his own ego. We know that Jacob Clark is one of the most self-absorbed people that we have in Covenant Pro Wrestling and potentially on the face of this earth. So to see him with a title and to see him take these matches seriously while setting that aside is going to be a different take than we usually get.
Absolutely. And again, in that interview with Jacob Clark, you know, it was mentioned he has a lot of things he's juggling right now. He's obviously a commentator here at this desk. He's a champion here in the ring. Those of you that, you know, follow his personal life, he's currently planning a wedding. There is so much going on for Jacob Clark, and for him to still take this seriously, it's almost showing a bit of maturity from the young man.
Absolutely, and you've got to mature sometime, and I hope for Jacob Clark's case that, you know, sometime is today, because he's going to need to bring his A game here with Butch. Butch pulls out all the stops. He's focused. He's ready. He is always ready to bring out sheer brutality. So the champion has a target on his back. It's going to be locked on pretty much all night.
Absolutely. But Jacob Clark, you know, he's used to that target on his back. He knows every time he comes out here, that title's going to be on the line. He's ready for everything, and that means he's ready for everyone. And as he holds over that title to our referee, gotta feel, you know, as Butch looks at it, he wants to be the one that hands that title over next time. He wants to be the one making the defenses. That very well could happen as this one's about to get underway.
Absolutely, and I do want to thank you, Shaw, for joining me here tonight, because it's so much better than listening to Jacob Clark in my ear, listening to him chew bubblegum and talk about Chinese food as we get this match started.
That's not Jacob Clark. Big boy senton blocked by Butch. And Butch now with a lariat taking down Jacob. And, you know, like you said, sometimes a little bit of unprofessionalism from Jacob Clark, but in the ring, you cannot deny he is a world-class professional wrestler, and it's stuff like that that shows exactly why. Started this match out on the back foot, but now immediately getting back into it.
Absolutely. Jacob Clark is a sheer professional. You know, you don't gotta like his personality to realize that he's been trained and vetted by the best, and an absolutely brutal standing shooting star there, which is known to pull that out on occasion. But, you know, Jacob Clark, he's been trained by the best. He's been molded to be one of the best that we have. And it shows every time he steps in the ring. Unfortunately, he's not always in that ring, and we've got to deal with him outside of it.
Yeah. However, you've got to keep in mind, he is going up against Butch. Talk about all these people that have been guiding the hands of Jacob Clark throughout the years. Butch, he wants to be on the level of those people. He doesn't want to be trained by the best like Jacob Clark has. He wants to be the best on his own volition. But Jacob Clark there connecting with that 585 lariat, shades of his brother, the current world champion, Jamie Clark, as he goes into the cover now. Referee in position, only a 1 count.
Only a 1 count, barely even that one. And we do talk about, you know, Jamie Clark and Jacob Clark in succession as that lunatic punch lands from Butch. You know, this is a Clark dynasty.
Midnight!
Midnight, more like good night. You don't gotta like the guy to know that he knows what he's doing.
Absolutely, as the midnight connects, the sun does not seem to be setting on that dynasty just yet, but Butch wanted to buy himself some more daylight. Super kick to the back of the head of Jacob Clark. Referee in position. Only a 2.
Now, one of the things we gotta talk about with Butch is he can hit moves out of nowhere.
Like that, the black mass connects, and that could do it, James. Into the cover, do we have a new champion? No, Jacob Clark able to get that shoulder up once again.
That was so close, but not close enough. Everyone in the crowd is on their feet here. The crowd is going insane. And so is Jacob Clark with that single leg drop kick.
Jacob Clark, he feels his title maybe kind of slipping away from him here. Puts down Butch again, high stacks off the pinfall, but not enough. He could feel his title slipping away as Butch hit that kick, went for the cover. An extra second, he would have lost it as he goes off the ropes. Hurricane Rana!
And look at the professionalism there when you're talking about in-ring professionalism. You know, giving himself that distance, just that tiny little kick there when he did that, you know, off the top rope maneuver, and just fluidly moving back into this offense.
Absolutely, Jacob Clark, like we've been saying, trained by some of the best, but Butch ducks the kick, doesn't dodge that one, gets caught up onto the shoulders.
He's got 2 tickets.
Outfall.
This could be it.
Hooks that outside leg, and the champ retains his title. Jacob Clark, and you see him giving the nod of respect to Butch.
Pro Wrestling World Television Champion, Jacob Clark.
Well, a dominant win here by the champion. Butch tried to pull out all the stops, but all those stops were not good enough. Jacob Clark lives another day with that championship around his waist, and the Clark dynasty continues. What kind of legacy are they cementing here in Covenant Pro Wrestling?
And you can see Jacob sort of laid out on the ground right now. That match taking a lot out of him. Butch brought the noise here tonight, but Jacob was able to drown it out, or should I say clown it out, with the tickets to your clown fall. And now he still remains your television champion, which begs the question, next time we are here for a CPW Uproar, who will be challenging for that belt?
That is the question. But now I'm hearing we're going to be joined by Cami B, the wife of Johnny
Making her
D.
way to the ring from Newark, New Jersey, this is Cami B.
And I've heard that Cami's got some splaining to do. She's going to come out here and tell us exactly why she decided to turn on Liza Horror, who she said she was going to give the green light to in order to, you know, pick up where she left off. It turned out to be a scapegoat. It turned out to be a fake. And Cami B just wanted to cause some mayhem last 2 weeks ago on Uproar.
Yeah, she said she was going to pass the torch. She used that torch to burn the bridge between her and Liza. Let's see if we find out why.
Wait a minute. Liza Horror making her way to the ring, perhaps.
Coming behind.
But it looks like they're just going to talk it out. I don't know, this sounds like crying over spilled milk to me.
Liza Horror trying to talk this out.
Talk of golden opportunity. And with some harsh words there, Cami B making it known that she accepts a challenge from Liza Horror to fight at golden opportunity.
I mean, we're gonna have to wait to hear from Alex Clark to see if the match is confirmed, but now we've got this match confirmed here for now. The Perp King Pinkshish going up against Fair.
Yeah,
James.
we've got Foray. He's gone back to school. He was homeless for a minute, and he had to go live with his mom, get back in school, trying to get himself back in shape.
The contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, making their way to the ring from a school near you, weighing in at 220 pounds, he is a recently re-enrolled high school student, Foray.
Alexander Shaw, I am popping right now for the Magic School Bus theme song. Never thought I would hear it.
A high school student? How old is this man?
Anywhere between, 34 and 50. I have no idea. But this song is timeless, and that's all I'm concerned about right here, right now.
Did he know that his second semester is going to be done in 2 months? He's going back to school now?
I don't have all the answers. All I know is what they tell me. Foray was fired from the Yakuza for his lack of organization. He was put on a no-pay contract by Covenant Pro Wrestling because he didn't fill out his damn wiki. And now he's here trying to rebuild, trying to make something more of himself.
Well, he couldn't have filled it out. Clearly, he doesn't know how to read if he's still in high school.
And now for his opponent, making his way to the ring from the tower, weighing in at 213 pounds, he is the Rebel Guardian,
Pinkish, the Rebel Guardian, making his way to the ring. Pinkish is a man of many nicknames, but he doesn't need the words to back it up. He is going to show you with physicality. He is going to show you with a focus unlike any other that we have seen here in Covenant Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, and I mean, as much as I rag on him, obviously, Foray, not going to be an opponent that's just going to roll over here tonight. Pinkish in for a fight here on Uproar.
Absolutely. Pinkish is a great fighter. Does he have all of the tools that are necessary to be the elite tier, to be a champion? I don't think so, not quite yet. But it doesn't mean that he can't improve. It doesn't mean that he's always going to be at that level. He's developing into something. And Pinkish is just further along on that journey.
Yeah, and right now that journey is taking him into the path of Foray, who Pinkish says or feels that he is a better human being. Not a better person, a better human being than Foray could ever be.
It,
I guess
it,
tonight we're going to get a chance to see if Pinkish can back that up.
you know what's crazy is Pinkish is an exo. He's not even a human being, so that is saying so much.
I mean, yeah, and Foray clearly got a bit of a fire lit under him, starting this one off strong there with that knee drop, and now just punching in the head of Pinkish.
You know,
that Dragon Sleeper, trying to go for an early submission. Maybe he's got some studying. He needs to do some late night homework back at the dorm.
Back at the dorm, back at his mother's house, we're not sure, but a snap suplex will get the job done quick if he capitalizes on it.
Now, sizing him up. Need ahead. Foray's actually done a great job so far keeping up the offense. Oh, but punch to the head by Pinkish. The right hand's getting him back into the match, sends him off the ropes. And a bit of a collision there as now Foray gets him behind. And just keeping it basic here with these punches and knee drops. Nothing fancy, but so far very effective from Foray.
Absolutely.
Hammer down. STO, no! Pinkish escapes the goozle and now looks to go up to the top. Maybe looking to fly. Double stop right to the guts of Foray, and Pinkish is back in control. Commentator's curse.
Absolutely, commentator's curse. This can flip-flop back and forth all night long. But, you know, I want to bring back a point. You know, Foray may be a high school student, but in this match, he's kept everything pretty elementary. He's going with the basics, and it's working.
Absolutely, and you've got to say, like, if you can win with the basics, you can win with anything, you know? It's one of those things where if you can do the best with the stuff that they teach you, when you branch out from there, you're going to be even better. And right now, Foray showing he's been doing great, but right now, not able to put up a defense against the right hands of Pinkish, as Pinkish looking to use those right hands to take out the knee.
Absolutely, and I've got to wonder, you know, Pinkish, he's an exo. He's not, you know, bound by the confines of the human body, and Pinkish, you know, obviously showing us that. But Foray, he's wearing a suit and tie and all of this stuff. So many different restrictions and different things to fight through in terms of attire. Was this the best choice here?
I can't say it is. Asano, I think, was going for the touch of malice. Instead, the back elbow from Foray, and now trips him up. Foray now. Oh, some live rounds being fired here, James, from both men on the ground, as now moonsault off the bottom rope by Pinkish.
Absolutely, Pinkish is no stranger to live rounds. He spent his life in the Vanguard defending the tower, and now he is here in Covenant Pro Wrestling defending his own honor. So no matter what he is doing, he's going to make sure he does it 100% and keeps it moving.
You know, right now this one's moving to the outside, and it's not look good for Foray.
Wait a minute.
The guy lifts him up. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Foray, I think you need to go see a doctor. I know you want to finish your schooling, but I think he might have just finished your career with that one.
Yeah, see the school nurse, see a doctor, see somebody, see anything. See these right hands coming towards you as Pinkish not able to see that knee coming. Foray finally getting a little bit of a breather here, but he's all on defense.
But wait a minute, that head ricocheting on the Turkish announce table, who they, you know, unfortunately they haven't joined us here because, you know, localization issues in Phoenix, Arizona. But, you know, Foray is still using their table to their advantage and still capitalizing on everything they can on the barely padded concrete.
Absolutely, as now Pinkish gets a taste of his own medicine as he's slammed spine first onto the apron. And now sent into the apron by Foray, and Foray and the Pinkish battling here on the outside. Gotta feel that this one kind of harms both men, but maybe benefits Pinkish because it's a bit more of a brutal battleground.
Definitely is, and you know, CPW, everybody in CPW, they're no strangers to fighting on the barely padded concrete. For Hardcore Holiday, for Christ's sakes, all we had was a throw blanket with snowflakes on it. So they've hit that concrete numerous times, and we've just got a roster that just keeps coming back for more.
I mean, as someone who has hosted tournaments with a penchant for violence, trust me when I say I appreciate people that are willing to do whatever it takes to pick up a win, even if it puts their own body at risk. But these two men do need to be careful as they continue to be on the outside. Foray using the outside to damage the leg more. But if Pinkish gets that upper hand back, it could turn around on him just as easily. He's now lifting up Pinkish and sending him into the steel steps.
But Pinkish too quick on his feet. And now just gesturing at the high schooler here, saying respect your elders. I don't know if you heard that, but I sure did.
Now got him up. Power bomb on the outside by Pinkish. And Fair trying to get to his feet, taking a bit of moment to collect himself here. And Pinkish not giving him that chance. It goes back out after him, but gets caught. Possibly in a trap, possibly playing a bit of pasa was Foray.
Possibly, for sure. You know, it also is a possibility that Pinkish has never seen Barney the Dinosaur. Every time I see this guy and I see he's purple and green, that's all I think of. So we've got Barney the Dinosaur taking on someone that comes out to the Magic School Bus theme song and a 2 count. Not quite good enough.
This is what we have as the moonsault misses. Foray needs to capitalize here because Pinkish is on a roll. Got him up. Gotch style pile driver into the cover on Pinkish. And
this could be it.
Foray gets the victory.
Absolutely. Absolutely brutal finish there. Foray seems like he has learned a thing or two since going back to school. Shit, maybe I should go back to school.
I mean, if in high school they teach you how to drop people on the stack of dimes they call next, I clearly went to the wrong high school then. But Foray, wherever he's doing, whatever he's doing, as much as we ragged on him a little bit, it clearly worked here tonight against Pinkish. A big win for Foray, especially coming up on Golden Opportunity. We don't know all the announced participants yet for that Golden Opportunity ladder match. He might have just punched his ticket.
You know, I've heard actually with Foray, he's angry that he was rejected for that matchup. They said he wasn't good enough, and that's why he's trying to rebuild himself. And, you know, it looks like he's doing it. But right now, we're going to hear from our former World Heavyweight Champion, our former leader, Will Sheridan, making his way to the ring, going to explain his actions from last Uproar.
Weighing in at 229 pounds from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, he is the one true king of CPW, Will Sheridan.
Well, he claims to be the one true king, but it appears the crown has fallen to another for now, and Will Sheridan is making it everyone else's problem, and in most recent terms, one EBAC's problem. And, you know, if I could be personal here for a second, James, I've known EBAC for the better part of 5-6 years now. And after seeing that attack last week, I am very concerned for EBAC's health. I've not had a chance to contact him personally, but let me just say it was disturbing to watch.
Absolutely. I can't believe the turn that Will Sheridan has had. He has, you know, Carpe Omnia, sees everything on his tights. Adapt or die is his motto.
Why did Will Sheridan turn his back on his good friend Elliot Baker last Uproar? What could have possibly possessed our former CPW World Heavyweight Champion to do what he did? To throw away such a wonderful friendship?
I don't know, unchecked
Has he really
rage?
lost it? Is this truly who he's become? These are the questions I've heard time and time again over the last 2 weeks in voicemails and emails and phone calls and text messages and tags on social media. And the answer to these questions is so pathetically simple that I can't believe that I now have to break it down for all of you simpletons. You see, why did I turn on EBAC? Because EBAC turned on me. The moment he decided to just listen to Alex Clark, the moment he decided to just go along with whatever stupid booking decisions were handed to him, he showed what his true colors were. He showed that he stood with the new guard rather than the friend who had always stood by him. He made it clear, crystal clear, that I needed to make an example out of him. An example that if you don't stand with me, then you will fall beneath me. And as I quite literally felt the bones in Ebak's neck and Ebak's shoulder crackle, as I heard the screams from the crowd, as I felt the sighs of desperation fill the arena, I knew the example that I made was heard loud and clear. So have I lost it? Yes, I've lost lots of things. The Clarks have taken everything from me. Is this who I am now? Yes and no. This is who you made me now. This is who I needed to be in order for any of you idiots to realize how good you had it when I was giving you everything I had week after week. This is who I need to be from this point forward to prove that I am the one true king of CPW until I regain everything that was wrongfully taken from me.
Wait a minute, what the? It's Dower Ranger!
That's Ebak's best friend.
Unless you're some kind of punk-ass bitch!
You want to get in the ring with
What?
me? You say that you want to give these people what they want? You want to make history right here, right now, in this moment on Covenant Pro Wrestling Uproar? Well, I've already done the song and dance where I get in the ring with an AI, and I've had my fill for a lifetime. And I've already done the whole song and dance where I give these people what they want, and all it resulted in was them turning their back on me. So with all due respect, you know, in spite of your huge, bulbous robot balls, I'm gonna have to decline. So do me a favor and crawl back to your little charging station and catering, because you and me is never going to happen.
Never going to happen. Will Sheridan declining the offer to face Dower Ranger, but what is going to happen right here, right now, is Hisano, the boss woman, taking on Queen Bayamia with the boss-ass bitch energy, the BABE. Hisano has said that she wants to use this match as an example of why Lauren Osborne should join forces with her and Belle Florent, and now we're going to see it right here, right now. They've been tweeting over the weekend. It's crazy.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Kyoto, Japan, she is the Yakuza's #1 hit, the Boss Woman, Hisano.
Hisano making her way.
No. I'm sorry to cut you off there, Jay, but I just want to say, Hisano, I know that they have an eye for talent.
Absolutely.
What they're able to do. And obviously, you know, going for the women's champion, that seems obvious. But it's one thing going for a champion, but Asano could have tried to go for Marilyn Myers, who was the previous champion. No, she waited for Lauren Osborne. And I think that is Asano saying, hey, Lauren Osborne is a champion that can last. She sees the possible legacy-defining reign we might be about to see from Lauren Osborne in the future. All Hisano wants to do is to try and bring her onto her side, the side with the Belle Florent. And obviously the champ, not the most, what's the word? Open?
Savvy. She's not the most savvy. You know, people think she's a vulnerable target, and she's not the most open to the idea, obviously. But I think Hisano was trying to, you know, pick an easy one off while she could.
Very possible. But tonight she gets ready for some singles action against Bayamia. Asano needs to not worry too much about trying to impress Lauren Osborne.
Now for her
Needs to
opponent.
worry about beating this
Making
woman
her
right
way
here.
to the ring from Houston,
Absolutely.
Texas, she is the B-A-B-E badass bitch energy, Bayamia.
The badass bitch energy is coming in spades here on Covenant Pro Wrestling Uproar. The arena is going wild. It's ecstatic because Bayamia is back. You know, King Roddy and Bayamia resurfaced in CPW at Hardcore Holiday. They have shown us that they are capable of taking on the toughest people that we have. And Hisano thinks this is going to be a cakewalk. I don't think so.
Absolutely not. Bayamia is a very talented competitor. I have seen her in action firsthand, but she is definitely going into this with a couple disadvantages compared to Hisano. You know, like you said, Bayamia recently coming back to CPW, whereas Hisano has sort of kept that prolonged momentum, not as much ring rust. And gotta keep in mind Hisano's biggest strength, well, her strength. She's gonna be the bigger competitor, and Bayamia needs to make sure Asano doesn't use that to her advantage.
Absolutely, she's got the strength advantage, but you know, there's also strength in numbers in this alliance by Hisano and Belfarrant, and potentially maybe soon here Lauren Osborne if she plays her cards right. We're not sure. It has an effect. Belfarrant could run out at any moment as that arm is locked up there along with the leg.
Well, and also it's elite talent that you get to train with. You see the submission attempt from Asano. We know the MMA background of Belfarrant, probably the one that helped her learn those submission holds, helping her get better at them. You know what I mean? When you are around elite talent, when you surround yourself with elite talent that is friends with you, iron only sharpens iron, James. And right now, Bayamia is feeling the steel against her skin.
Precisely. Hisano is no slouch in her own right. She grew up fighting her way out of the Yakuza fight clubs in Japan. So she is no slouch in submissions either. But to have that professional, that real technical ability passed to her by Belfarrant, someone that's been in MMA and been a champion there, it's going to hone her skills in a way that hasn't been before.
Absolutely, but as now Bayamia got her up, Death Valley driver, and immediately just those palm strikes to Hisano. And Hisano not too much of a fan of that, but targeting the arm is Bayamia, possibly trying to soften her up for the royal punishment as she goes up to the top rope. Bayamia looking to fly, calls Hisano to her feet. Not looking good. No, instead, gets down to the ground. I think realized how far of a leap it would have had to be, and Hisano making her pay for her misjudgment as she is now the one targeting the arm of Bayamia.
Definitely, she hit the eject button there and decided to go for something else, but a big Uranagi. Hisano has been in control this whole time, and I've just got to say,
At the plane into a tree. Sorry to cut you off.
no, you're good. I've just got to say, if you're going to do something, do it. Don't sit around. Don't wait for a spot. Just take the spot and get in, get out, get it over with.
Yeah, and right now, see the Shirai V2.
The Shirai V2, there's so many variations of that, but that might be it. And no, Bayamia just not willing to say die here.
The V2 only getting a 2 count there. But Bayamia, you gotta feel she was feeling that beginning to slip away. She needs to get back on the offense here. That's a great way to start with that DDT with the arm trapped. This now tries to lift up, but Hisano again on the offense.
With those dragon screws, those toe holds, and the ability to just block that running knee there, quite impressive. But now Bayamia using all of her badass bitch energy to get back into this one.
Lifts up Hisano, goes for a kick, not quite able to get it. Able to lift up the big woman, but Hisano gets out behind and takes out the knee of Bayamia. This is not looking good for the bad bitch energy.
And just as we say that, commentators curse here.
Jesus Christ, the strength on display from Bayamia. Maybe I was wrong to say Asano was going to have a major strength advantage, as now Bayamia kick to the gut and another DDT with the arm trap.
Those arm trap DDTs, I can't believe she pulls them off in those shoes, those jean heels there, jeels if you will.
As now, if you want to talk jeans, that was a June salt there by Bayamia. And again, targeting the arm. If she locks in that arm bar officially, it might be all over. It could take one royal punishment to put away Asano. And Asano, I don't think wanting to let that happen. Jawbreaker though from Bayamia. And Sling Blade rolls through. Kick to the side of the head of Asano.
And that heel.
Cook with gas. Got her up. The Queen's throne connects. Into the cover, hooks that outside leg. And not enough.
And it's not enough. I cannot believe the sheer brutality that we are seeing right now. And I say that we see brutality in Covenant Pro Wrestling quite frequently, and it's because it's true. But these women, the women's division is even more brutal than the men.
Oh, wait a second here. The Queen's tour from Asano, and she's not done. She wants to put the exclamation point on this match. A second Queen's throne. Forcing Asano to take a seat.
And that is it. Good God. Talk about driving someone down with authority. Talking about making a statement. All of those things are accurate for what we just saw.
You've got to wonder for Asano. She had such control early on in this match. It seemed after she hit that spinning pile driver and Bayamia kicked out, she was just kind of lost out there for a bit. Perhaps her mind wandering a bit too far off the path, thinking too much about Lauren Osborne, could be a possible issue. Maybe something to think about for future, but I digress. Bayamia, your winner here tonight.
Absolutely wonderful match, and we're moving into another right away, I think. But wait, what's this? What the hell is this? This isn't scheduled.
What the hell?
It's Selena Adams! Ladies and gentlemen, Selena Adams is here in Covenant Pro Wrestling. We haven't seen her in the flesh in so very long.
Last I heard, she retired from wrestling 6 months ago. Maybe longer.
This is
Adams making her way down to the ring. Folks, if you do not know this woman, I mean, world champion all over the world, Canada, Japan, here in America, everywhere she's gone, she has been a world champion, and now she is here in CPW.
I cannot believe it. The fans can't believe it. The phones are ringing off the hook here. Gotta tweet this.
I'm gonna try and get us some more information about this, but I think she's got something to say.
I would hope so.
So, what do y'all want to talk about? I mean, some of you, the ones cheering my name or booing my presence, you know who I am. But I know some of you, well, some of you only know me because some robot on Origin stole my identity. However, I think all of you have the same question. Why am I here? Why, after seemingly quitting wrestling 6 months ago, has Selena Adams shown up in Covenant Pro Wrestling? Well, let me tell you. 5 months ago, when this place first started, I got a phone call asking me to wrestle for CPW, and at the time I said no, because I no longer wanted to be Selena Adams the wrestler. I wanted to be Selena Adams the accountant. Selena Adams the weekend warrior. I wanted to be Selena Adams the human. But that's the problem that I realized in the last 5 months. I'm not human. It isn't human nature to go to bed at night and dream dreams of blood and violence. It isn't human nature to look back on times you got dropped on your head as fond memories know. I am not human. I am Selena Adams. I am a wrestler and I am here in CPW. I'm back in ring shape. I'm back ready to fight. All I needed was the opportunity to step in this ring, and lucky for me, I found a golden opportunity. On April 8th in Boston, Massachusetts, I will be in the golden opportunity ladder match. I will win that match, and I will go on to be your CPW Women's Champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, Selena Adams declaring herself for the Golden Opportunity match. And I hear this is Will Sheridan's final signing. The Clark tried to block this out. That's the information that I'm getting. And Selena Adams is here.
Yeah, she was signed on to the Golden Opportunity match all the way about half a month ago before Bloody Valentine even happened.
And speaking of things that are going to happen, Dan Darnester is going to be taking on Troy Winters, and I do not envy the Pickle Man here.
No, honestly, his shirt says it all. Darn.
Yeah, I think you might have to upgrade that one to damn, because it's not going to be a good one.
Making their way to the ring first from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, weighing in at 223 pounds. He is the monster, Troy Winters.
Troy Winters, of course, coming off of a match that he had with Morgan Sharp last Uproar. He, was supposed to not even be in action, but he decided to inject himself into Tony Samuel's match after attacking him and took on Morgan Sharp. So now we see this reign of terror just continuing to make some kind of message known here, Tony Samuels.
I mean, I'd say when, you want to make a statement, you go for the biggest guy in the yard. But if you look at this guy jacked to the gills on that 1 chicken breast, 2 asparagus diet, he is the biggest guy in the yard.
And it looks like two asparagus, 5 chicken breasts to me.
Yeah, well, regardless, Troy Winters looking to cause an eternal winter here in CPW, wanting to make sure he's at the top, smothering the competition below him. And I mean, he has been wreaking havoc on Tony Samuels as of late, and he wants to weed out the weak in CPW. That's what a winter does. The long winters weed out the ones that do not have the strength to survive. Troy Winters looking to bring that mentality into Covenant Pro.
And now for his opponent, making his way to the ring from the North Pole, weighing in at approximately 10 pounds of pickles, Dan Darnester.
Well, Darny making his way to the ring, and as you were saying, Shaw, it's going to be a cold day in hell here for Dan Darnester, the Darny man, because he's just got no shot in my opinion. Darny is a fun-loving, carefree guy, and all Troy Winters cares about is causing pain, breaking bones, and moving on to the next victim.
I mean, as someone who has seen Dan Darnester wrestle personally, don't let obviously the darn and the pickles fool you. He is a fantastic competitor, but there's definitely no shortage of truth to the statement that Troy Winters is the heavy favorite here because he is the heavy of this match. And it's got to be said, Dan Darnester, he's going to have to find a way to outmaneuver, just stay away from the power of Troy Winters if he wants to make this one out the other side.
Absolutely, and we don't often hear that said. We're talking about staying away from the power of a 54-year-old man, a man that had been retired for at least a year or two and decided to come back because he hadn't had his fill of broken bones and bloodied faces.
Now, speaking of broken bones, I think Troy Winters wants to get an early start. Back suplex onto the apron. And Dan Darnester already in kind of a bad way for this one to get going. And you can see already the game plan from Troy Winters targeting the spine, the lumbar of Dan Darnesto as Darnesto tries to kick him away, get to his feet, holding his lower back there. You can see the damage already beginning to be done.
Definitely see the damage developing, and I'm sure we're going to see much more of that damage here tonight as Darnay goes over the top rope again and out onto the barely padded concrete. We talked a little bit earlier about how people in Covenant Pro Wrestling have embraced the barely padded concrete. And getting up close and personal with referee Leonard Seymour, I don't know if that's a good move. Seymour is a dangerous man.
I mean, he can definitely be what he wants to, but Troy Winters defines dangerous as he just tosses Dan Darnesto like a sack of shit. And now I think looking to do it again, tosses him into the ropes.
And I'm not too aware of what, kind of interaction these two have had before, but this one, if it's telling any story, is that they don't like each other very much. I don't know if, Dan got on his bad side. I don't know if Troy is just in a bad mood. He's getting into his old senile days, I guess. But this has been an absolute brutal matchup, and it looks like it's going to continue to be that.
Because you see Darnesto holding the lower back. Might have to worry about possible injury here with how much it is being targeted by Troy Winters. These are just huge tosses. Not doing Darnesto any favors as he goes into the cover. And Dan Darnesto somehow able to keep going. But I think, to your point there, James, I think Troy Winters just doesn't like anybody as he picks him up, slams him down. Does Troy, and now big clubbing blow to the chest.
I mean, not liking anybody is an angle, is a perspective that I can appreciate, but you've got to think about it in the larger scheme of things. Dan Darnesto is one of our trainers in the Covenant Pro Wrestling Academy, so taking him out, making him unable to do what he does, that affects the future generation, and Troy Winters just doesn't seem to give a damn.
I think Troy Winters, Jesus Christ, nearly taking his head off with the lap lariat, looking to make Dan Darnesto a full-time trainer as he gets the win.
The monster, Troy Winters.
Troy Winters is a different breed of animal. I've asked him a couple of times, and I won't ask him again because he's just too damn scary. What his finisher and signature maneuvers, what are they named? What can I call out for you on commentary? He just doesn't even want me to do my job. He's like, sit there and watch me cause mayhem. Sit there and watch the carnage unfold, and that's all you've got to do.
Listen, when the Gladiators were in the arena, they didn't name their spears for the people to know. Troy Winters following that same philosophy. You don't need to know what it is. You just need to know that it's the end.
And that was the end there for Dan Darnesto. For today at least. Hopefully we see him again in the near future. But I hear he's got something he's going to say to us and drop some knowledge real quick. Celebrating a bit more, but Tony Samuels.
Sling blade from Samuels. Tony looking to get some revenge against Troy Winters.
What is this? Tony Samuels in the corner. Tony!
Looking for that discus boot. No, Troy Winters able to escape it and able to escape the ring.
Troy,
Tony Samuels has got Troy running scared.
I stooped to your level that we're even. You get one shot, one golden opportunity to do this the right way. April 8th, in Boston, we settle this one-on-one.
But Tony Samuels not backing down. I can't believe the guts on that man. I would not be, going after that freight train, that literal bus. But right now we're going after that match into another. Morgan Sharp taking on Hans Passaggio, the high roller from Las Vegas.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following one-on-one contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, making their way to the ring from Las Vegas, Nevada. He is the high roller, Hans Passaggio.
Hans Passaggio, former adult entertainer, making his way out to the ring, about to entertain everybody in the crowd watching, everybody watching at home, and I am excited. Every time I see this man, he gets my blood pumping, and not in just that one way.
I mean, no, I get what you mean there, James. Hans Passaggio, definitely a very interesting creature making his way into the ring, and you know, there's a lot to say. A high roller, a great competitor, former adult film star, possible flat earther. There's a lot to say about Big Passaggio, but tonight we could be saying the winner, should he win this match against Morgan Sharp.
Absolutely, two men who quite enjoy cowboy hats going head to head. I never thought I'd see it.
I mean, hey, you're in Phoenix, Arizona, you always find a good cowboy hat.
Absolutely.
Making his way to the ring from Houston, Texas, weighing in at 207 pounds, he is the Renegade, Morgan Sharp.
Well, shall we talk about yeehaw? It doesn't get much more yeehaw than the last gunslinger, the Renegade Morgan Sharp, former CPW Tag Team Champion.
Absolutely, you've got to feel wanting to build some momentum after losing those titles, especially with Golden Opportunity around the corner. We've got so many people, you know, claiming their shots, you know, taking their spots. The last gunsling, you've got to feel he wants a spot on that card in Boston, Massachusetts.
Absolutely, and especially, you know, the titles were unceremoniously taken off of Dragon Kid and Morgan Sharp. You know, ropes were grabbed. Officiating was in question. So technically, from objective eyes, they never really lost that title. And now the title's in jeopardy because, you know, Bruno Natoli is taking it for his damn self.
Well, the thing is, as much of an injustice as that might have been, Morgan Sharp cannot afford to focus on that right now. He needs to keep focus on what's in front of him. As harsh as it is to say, the tag titles are in the past. He needs to focus on the future.
Wait, what the hell is... The lights have gone out, everybody. What the... The entertainer... And...
Entertainer? Where's Hans?
Where the hell is Hans Passaggio? I was ready for some Passaggio. What the hell is this? The lights are dim.
Guess this is our... now I see the clock on the screen. I guess this is our newly scheduled matchup. I don't know. It's the Alex Clark regime. Ask him. I don't know the answers.
I don't even... I literally have no idea. You know, I don't think Alex Clark had anything to do with this. He's screaming at me in my headphones right now. The lights are out. The film crews are going nuts. They're shaking. One guy just peed in the corner. I have no idea what's going on. Everybody's just scared for their life.
I'm gonna ask the big announcer. I'm gonna see if he knows. Hey, you know what's going on? No? No, I don't think anyone knows what's going on, James. All I know is that Morgan Sharp just hit a Dragon Screw leg whip on the entertainer, is now stopping in his elbow.
And you've got to give Morgan Sharp credit. In this strange situation, we have seen him go from 0 to 60 in less than a second. Like, he didn't even hesitate going after the entertainer. Entertainer popped up in the ring, and he was like, fuck it, let's go.
I mean, listen, when you're a gunslinger, you've got to be ready to draw at a moment's notice. The reaction time of Morgan Sharp, obviously very good, but the entertainer still has the element of surprise, and he's using it to his advantage. Huge strikes now, and if this is an official match, Morgan Sharp gotta be, you know, very careful here, as the entertainer, a very dangerous opponent.
Very dangerous opponent indeed. You know, he's had his wars with just about every, true face of this company. You know, he had wars with Will Sheridan. Some say his, battles with Sheridan is what helped corrupt Sheridan. He's had battles with Morgan Sharp. He's had battles with DK. He's had battles with everyone that was, objectively good. And now he's starting again with Morgan. But what did Morgan do to deserve this? That's my question.
I don't know. You also have to keep in mind sometimes Entertainer might just be a dog chasing cars. Maybe there is no reason. Maybe he just wants to inflict violence on Morgan Sharp just because, I don't know, it's a Saturday. As he goes into the cover, I guess the referee's counting this. This is officially a match, but Morgan Sharp able to kick out.
Referee Leonard Seymour just going with the motions here, I guess. Probably doesn't want to get on Entertainer's bad side as that knee just collides with the face of Morgan Sharp. But now we're looking for the masochism tango, perhaps, from the Entertainer, just crawling slowly over to Morgan Sharp.
Now, Morgan seemingly dazed, seemingly out on the ground. Barely just now coming to, not seeing Entertainer there, gets scooped. And wait, Morgan Sharp able to escape. Oh, but a kick to the gut by Entertainer. Gets caught though, lung blower.
I cannot believe that Morgan Sharp has been able to do this in the high noon.
And that might do it. Morgan Sharp, the high noon. No, only 2.
First he hit the bullseye, then he hit the high noon. Morgan Sharp has this match. You know, all the momentum is in his corner at this point, and he continues to just work away on this sleep paralysis demon known as the Entertainer.
No, it's the Entertainer now. Sidewalk slam. Very quick drop there to Morgan Sharp as he looks to climb to the top. Something I don't often see, admittedly, from the Entertainer. That's now huge, I think, diving shoulder tackle takes down Morgan Sharp. It's hard to see. It is very dim lighting as we go into the cover with the referee, only 2.
Absolutely, it's very hard to see. It's making our jobs difficult. I apologize if the cameras aren't picking up all the details here. Entertainer kind of has a mind of his own with that spinning back fist connecting with the mind of Morgan Sharp, and this doesn't look good. Looks like another violence party perhaps, but no.
Now it's Morgan Sharp sending him into the corner. Looking to inflict some violence onto Entertainer. Looking to give him some. Now kicks to the gut. Loads up the forearm and connects.
And I'm just thoroughly impressed with Morgan Sharp. You know, he's been working on his solo game. You know, he's had some success in tag team competition, but now he's, you know, the Lone Ranger, so to speak, as he gets hit with that violence party. I'm just impressed that he's able to withstand all this damage, but, you know, as I say that, that could be it.
Here goes into the cover, does the Entertainer, hooks that outside leg. Not enough.
Not enough.
Blitz, Entertainer trying to turn this one into a big top bash with his offense as he again goes to the corner, stalking his prey like a murderer in the dead of night. And now I think it's time to strike. Scoops up Morgan Sharp once again.
But Morgan
Sharp able to escape.
You know, and that just speaks to the fact that these two know each other so well. And I saw a flash in this arena. Something occurred to the Entertainer. I have no idea. I think he might be busted open.
Quite possible if the Entertainer can bleed, as the elbow drop connects to Morgan Sharp. But the kick to the dome piece from Morgan has got him up. High noon connects.
And now high noon means it's time for a pinfall. 2. And only a 2.
What is it gonna take? 2 high noons, a bullseye, a second one, no, gets stopped in by Entertainer. And now connects finally.
This has got to be it.
Where, but it's still not enough.
The amount of punishment that Morgan Sharp has gone through. It's unspeakable, really. I can't even put together the words to describe what I am seeing right now, as that leg drop connects right on the mark, but that elbow drop does not.
Now neck breaker drops Entertainer. And you've got to feel Morgan Sharp going for these quick pinfalls, anything to escape the nightmare. but still it goes on.
This war rages on, and I cannot believe that we're still, seeing this absolute attack, and we're treating it like it's a, an official match. Referee Leonard Seymour is, acting in self-preservation here, but Entertainer is acting in sheer malice as he's looking for that masochism tango once again.
Yeah, we saw him hit out of nowhere before. I think he really wants to get a good long look in the eyes of Morgan Sharp before he puts him down. As again, though, Morgan Sharp able to escape. German suplex dumps him on his head.
And I think a case, this could be it.
High noon connects into the cover to escape. No.
And I was going to say just a moment ago, I think it's a case of Entertainer just taking too damn long to get over to Morgan Sharp and do that masochism tango. That's why he hit the one out of nowhere. But, the gesturing and the sauntering over and crawling and all that, it's not going to work when Morgan Sharp has that quick reaction time. But, Entertainer is showing his quick reaction time as well, because this has been a flurry.
There's now elbow from Morgan Sharp. Kick to the gut. Looking for Code Red here, perhaps. Flips through with the Yoshi Tonic. Now goes into the cover. Wasn't able to hook it off the Code Red, but it might still be enough, and still enough. Morgan Sharp, the gunslinger, shoots his way out of this one.
It's just like that. The lights are back on, thankfully. Morgan Sharp celebrating his victory, rightfully so. That was a hard-fought battle, and I can't believe what we just saw. What?
The lights are gone again.
And so is Morgan Sharp. What the hell? What the hell are we witnessing here? And the production truck just doesn't even give a shit. We're gonna hear from Kenny Mitch in just a moment, apparently, but Morgan Sharp is just gone. Are we gonna gloss over that one?
I mean, show must go on. I understand that much. And Kenny Mitch, I mean, he is scheduled to have this time here tonight. Seems like he's got some things to say.
From Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing in at 246 pounds, he is the future Kenny Mitch.
Well, Kenny Mitch, the man that likens himself to being the future of not just CPW, but of professional wrestling, coming out apparently to make a statement about his time that he's had in Covenant Pro Wrestling so far and what his goals are.
I mean, yeah, Kenny Mitch, I mean, from my neck of the woods over in Canada, and you've got to feel with Golden Opportunity coming up, name of the show, big event coming, could be a great time to make a statement in whatever form that might take for Mr. Mitchell.
Absolutely.
CPW. Isn't it great to see you? I know you might not want to see me that much, but I'm here. I show up every day, even when I'm not booked, because I promised my father that I would make him proud. If he could see me now, I don't think he would be, since I am still 0-1 in this company. My reason for coming out here is that I want to prove myself in the world of professional wrestling and make my father proud. In my first match here, as you know, I lost to the tag champ and his partner in a qualifier match for the tag team championships. Now, obviously, that didn't go to plan, so I'm giving up on the tag team division. I want a match against someone who has been here for a long time. All I am is the newcomer to everyone backstage and on social media. But I am more than that. I have 2 kids at home that I go home to every night. They watch me on CPW television every time, and I don't know what they think of me. Losing matches and getting embarrassed all of the time. So, back onto my redemption. You know, guys like William Black and Darnister that have been around for a long time in this business. Someone with that same level of experience in this company. Face me, so I can prove that I have the talent and passion. Face me, so I can prove that I can make it big in CPW.
Well, making his goals known and getting his wish
from Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah, flowing down the gauntlet.
The ugly bastard, Thumbtack Jack Harney.
Well, Thumbtack Jack making his way to the ring. We saw him return 2 weeks ago on Uproar, and I don't know if Kenny Mitch was expecting this. I don't know if this is what he wanted, but this is what we're gonna get apparently.
I mean, yeah, Kenny Mitch, he threw down the gauntlet. He opened up the challenge, and, well, I mean, I think he was hoping for someone like a Darnester, you know, like a catch-as-catch-can type guy, a fun
I mean,
competitor to get in the ring with.
I think he was hoping for Aiden Flynn, but I don't think that's gonna happen here tonight, because unfortunately now he's face to face with the man who's got more scars in his own face than I care to even look at.
I mean, but hey, if it works out for him, it works out for him. And right now he's working him over with the strikes. And I mean, hey, Kenny Mitch. Sorry, I thought I saw something there. Kenny Mitch able to lock in this hold here that I've not seen in quite some time.
Definitely one of the frowned upon moves, I would say. It takes a little bit of time to watch it, but now we're gonna see another hold here. That clutch just...
Sorry, just reminded me of a thing in England. Got me kind of freaked out there for a second, did Kenny Mitch, but regardless, he is still in this matchup, still in control. Samoan drop with the faceplant there. The Thumbtack Jack Harnage, but Jack takes him to the ground, stomps on his hand, and just beating his ass.
And if I'm not mistaken, you know, Thumbtack Jack, he sharpened his tack, so to speak, in CZW. He's done all the hardcore wrestling that you could, imagine. He's gone to Japan. He's gone everywhere in the world, and all he has learned, the result of that, is just how to beat somebody down. And unfortunately for Kenny Mitch, he's going to find out firsthand what that's like.
Absolutely, as we see him continuing to just stamp the fingers of Kenny Mitch, and again, looking to just continue to almost break them off. I mean, he saw the demonic hold that Kenny Mitch was using earlier, make him want to show he doesn't have the grip strength to do it again. Jesus Christ!
I have no idea how that, logistically works, how the inertia and everything works together and the physics of that, how that all comes together. But when it comes together and it works like that, it looks so damn good. But that did not look good for Kenny Mitch, being spiked on the top of his head.
No, you never want to get dropped on your head or on your neck.
No, not at all. You can end up in a freaking wheelchair that way.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. As now lifted up, dropped head first onto that top rope there. And rope is kind of a misnomer. Those are steel wires, steel cabling, just surrounded by a little bit of covering. We call them ropes, but you can damage your trachea with that very easily. You can crush a windpipe, and I think that's what Jack Harnage was looking for as he continues to just light up Kenny Mitch.
What the hell is this? That looks like William Black.
I mean, Kenny Mitch called him out. And
is this all up?
In the ring. William Black went for a kick to the gut. Kenny Mitch, though, was ready for it. And Kenny Mitch looking to send him out. Oh, I think he's looking to send him out the hard way. Jesus Christ. DDT on the apron.
And that'll freaking do it. But Jack Harnage taking advantage of the situation.
Kenny Mitch doesn't care. He's fighting the battles of two men.
Kenny Mitch wants to make his kids proud. He wants to make his father proud. He's got stakes in this game. He's got some skin in this game.
Absolutely. Any means necessary to pick up the win from Kenny Mitch. As now goes for a huge right hand, not able to connect it that time. The Superman punch landing on to Jack Harnage. Wasn't able to get it flush on the jaw, though, and I think that's why Jack was able to kick out.
Absolutely, but you got to give Kenny Mitch credit. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. He went to the well. It didn't work out, so he went to it again just because he had that faith that it would.
Absolutely. It's now that cutter, though, once more, taking down Jack Harnage. Moonsault, following it up with some aerial activity, and sorry, folks. And again, using this very dangerous maneuver.
Absolutely. I'm sure that you had some PTSD flashbacks from your days of seeing this locked in on numerous, opponents, numerous wrestlers.
Oh, the spitball! Spitball connects, and
Kenny Mitch with the perfect pitch.
I thought he was going for it again there for a second. Instead, Rolling Savant takes down the Jack in the Box. Might have just picked up the win for Kenny Mitch. No. The Jack in the Box not able to get Jack in the winner's column.
Absolutely. When Kenny Mitch is concerned, as far as he's concerned, he's going to keep locking in these illegal maneuvers and doing what he's gonna do, because at the end of the day, unless he's winning, it don't mean jack.
The Parliament.
PTSD flashbacks. I'm sorry.
Kenny Mitch connects with the knees to the back. Going up. No, not going to the top rope. Instead, calling him up to his feet. Huge neck breaker there. The guided missile might be guiding him to victory. No.
But now he's looking for something else. He's not done. He's still focused.
Spitball misses. Goes for a strike. Instead gets hip tossed there. And that is a huge, costly miss from Kenny Mitch. A Kenny miss, if you will.
Absolutely. You can't win them all. But Kenny Mitch just keeps going back to the well. But I don't know how much is left in that well after a match like this.
As now continuing to just stomp on the fingers, inflicting torturous amounts of pain.
And Shaw, what is your opinion of these finger stomps? We've seen it over and over again tonight, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I've got to ask. You've been around the block way longer than I have.
I mean, it adds a lot of... Oh, wait a second, here, into the cover after the Bastard's beatdown. Hold that thought. But no, not enough. What I was going to say, though, is when you have a competitor where grip strength is important, picking someone up, locking in a hold, a bunch of different scenarios, it makes it harder when you don't have good fingers, but you don't need grip strength to catch someone out of the goddamn sky. Picks him up, and now lighting him up with the strikes. Huge wheel kick.
Kenny Mitch is on fire.
About to say, yeah, just got a fire lit under him, but that might have just been smothered out, as now knee to the head.
And I will remind everybody watching at home that this man has a family. Jack Harnage just doesn't give a shit. But Kenny Mitch going for it again.
Looking for it. Spitball into the cover.
Kenny Mitch with the perfect pitch.
It's still not enough. What is it going to take? Perhaps a third and fatal. Spitball takes down Jack Harnage, and the ref counts the 3.
Final pinfall, Kenny.
What a match.
What a match indeed. And I think that might be a match of the night candidate. We've only got one more match left on this card, but right now I think that match might not even matter, and that's got the champion involved.
Yeah, I would have to say that it would be coming up next, but Kenny Mitch, hell of a win, and you got to keep in mind, beat back the attack from William Black.
He blocked the attack, and now he is moving on just as we are. Dragon Kid and Benjamin Balder taking on Jay Scott, our #1 contender, and Jamie Clark, our champion. This is a odd pairing. Jay Scott and Jamie Clark saying that they can coexist, saying that they don't need to do something as pedestrian as feud and come to blows and fight with each other. They can cooperate.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following tag team contest is your main event, and it is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, making their way to the ring, weighing in at 160 pounds, from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, Dragon Kid.
Dragon Kid making his way to the ring, looking prouder than ever to be our Dragon hero. You know, he's grown this beard in, he's gained some confidence. It's a whole different Dragon Kid than when he first came into Covenant Pro Wrestling.
Absolutely it is, and I mean, hey, I've seen this young man's career grow and develop over the last year and a half, 2 years now. And I've got to say, he is definitely, you know, a very strong prospect. He's a very good competitor. He's a former champion here in CPW. I don't need to tell you these things, but I think sometimes, you know, people will say things, people will try to undersell the level of competitor that DK is, undersell the toughness that he has, but I know he's been dealing with some nagging injuries over the past week or so, and he is still here tonight in our main event in the marquee, coming in for a fight, 100% or not.
Absolutely. Dragon Kid has always been putting 100% up and leaving nothing on the table. And, you know, he's a former gymnast. He's a former champion here in Covenant Pro Wrestling. He's likened to, you know, people like Will Ospreay, but fortunately for us, he's not an asshole.
Amen to that one. But, yeah, Dragon Kid, a very explosive competitor. And if the champ isn't careful, we could see him get pinned by that man right there.
And his partner, making his way to the ring from Norway, weighing in at 240 pounds, he is Benjamin Balder.
Benjamin Balder walked into our doors in Covenant Pro Wrestling 2 weeks ago on last Uproar, and he shocked the world with his debut, and now he has been skyrocketed to the top of the charts here, taking on the champion and the challenger alongside someone as established as DK. This is indeed the biggest match of his career. He went and blew his first check on new theme music, and damn, does it sound good. But Benjamin Balder is here to impress, and I don't expect anything less from him tonight.
Absolutely not, but gonna have to be damn impressive against this team right here.
And now for the opponents. Introducing first, making his way to the ring from London, England, weighing in at 256 pounds, he is your CPW World Heavyweight Champion, Jamie Clark.
Jamie Clark coming out first, leading from the front rather than cowering in the back, not standing behind Jay Scott, and showing that he's got some guts. Jay Scott's not necessarily a friend, and, you know, with the exception of DK, we don't know how Benjamin Balder feels about Jamie either. So he's got some guts to go out there and, you know, allow Jay to potentially pull something nefarious here and also be in the ring with the enemy.
I mean, Jamie Clark, I had a chance to sit down and talk with him. He is clearly a man that has a lot of respect, not just for this business, but also the people that inhabit it. And you've got to feel that does come with, you know, being raised by such a prestigious wrestling family. You know, it's talked about all the time, the Clark legacy. But I also have worked closely with Jay Scott And I do think he is a good man now, but he does have a past of taking some shortcuts to get to the top, and you've got to feel Jamie is well aware of that. I'm not saying that's what Jay Scott tried to do, but it would be something that would keep Jamie looking over his shoulder.
Absolutely. Keep the head on a swivel and expect the unexpected. That's what it takes to be a champion, and Jamie Clark is doing it.
And his partner, making his way to the ring from Rockville, Maryland, weighing in at 233 pounds, he is the greatest of all time, Jay Scott.
Jay Scott making his way to the ring, the #1 contender, choosing to cooperate with the champion here tonight. But I have to ask y'all, what is your opinion of this moniker, the greatest of all time? Is that accurate, or is this just a label?
Well, you know, I'm not going to get too much into subjectivities, but to be the greatest in this brand, to be the greatest in CPW, you've got to hold the gold. Right now, Jamie Clark, for the men's division, is the world's champion. If Jay Scott wants to have that moniker, if he wants to be known as the greatest full-time, as the greatest in CPW, he's going to have to take it from that man right there. He's going to have to take that title when those two come to blows. And Jamie Clark, like I said, I talked to him, he does not want to lose that belt anytime soon. He does not want to be known as a guy that had this big, victorious win and lost it on his first defense.
Absolutely. You know, Jamie Clark has been gunning for a championship for years. He was the only Clark to never reach that top rung of that ladder and grasp the gold. And now he's finally gotten there, so he doesn't want it to end. Very similar to Jacob Clark, but for Jamie, the stakes are just so much higher. And, you know, in this match, in this context, we have to wonder how much they're going to work together, Jay and Jamie, because the stakes in doing that are high as well.
I mean, absolutely. Tag matches are all about trust, but when you know you're going to be fighting someone, there's an inherent lack of trust. But right now, I'm surprised that Dragon Kid trusted that maneuver as he gets popped up into the back suplex. I mentioned before, Dragon Kid's been dealing with a bit of a nagging knee injury over the past couple weeks. He was completely clear to wrestle, but you've got to feel maybe with that big dive there, something went wrong with the knee and it caused him to overshoot a little bit, miss the mark against Jamie Clark.
For sure. And, you know, as time goes on, you know, we've had 6 other matches tonight. Those ropes get sweaty. Those ropes, you know, they have wear and tear. We don't know if the ring is in 100% with all of the carnage that we've seen tonight. So in conjunction with a knee injury, with the state of the ring being what it is right now, Dragon Kid trusting that top rope with his life is, you know, it's a ballsy maneuver.
Especially going to the outside, but I digress. Dragon Kid getting into the ring, I think looking, yes, making the tag out to Benjamin Balder. Very smart maneuver.
Absolutely. Balder looked like he was going to go for something there, but decided to just to fake it just a little bit, to call the audible and stay in the ring.
Yeah, I think maybe seeing what happened with Dragon Kid, not wanting to repeat for himself, as their malfunction at the junction. He's got the two men sort of crossing paths. And Jamie Clark striking down Benjamin Balder, getting him backed up into the enemy corner. Fisherman suplex. Thought he was going to bridge there into a pinfall, instead chose to break it up.
Thought he was going to do a lot of different things there, but right now what he's going to do is a shitty German. And that's what Jacob would call it. So don't get mad at me.
Now, stops from Balder. Jay Scott able to push him off. Jay Scott got a lot to prove here going up against Balder and Dragon Kid. At the end of the day, as we see here, huge Hurricane Rana. If Balder or Dragon Kid beat Jamie Clark here as he goes for the cover, if they get the pin on Jamie Clark, Clark still's got the title. He is still the champion. He is still considered #1. But if Jay Scott loses, you've got to feel that takes his #1 contendership into some questioning.
And especially with people like DK, he's been around for a bit in CPW, but he's still pretty new to the wrestling business. He's always been passionate about it as a fan, but he's only, 2-3 years into his career. So if we're talking about losing to one of these, for either man on the opposing corner, it's going to be a disaster.
Absolutely. It's now Jamie Clark off the ropes. Huge forearm smash takes down the Dragon Kid as the rapid punches connect. And Jamie Clark making a tag out to Jay Scott. Some good tag synergy here from these two competitors.
Absolutely. And Jay Scott going up to the middle rope with just a splash. It's not pretty, but it's effective.
Absolutely. It's now sends Dragon Kid into the corner. They're taking him all the way up top. What's he got in mind here?
Oh, he could be going for that.
Jay, maybe looking for that victory road off the top. Oh, with the elbows, and the Frankensteiner takes down Jay Scott.
Logistically, what makes a Hurricane Rana different for the people watching at home to a Frankensteiner?
Frankensteiner goes straight down. Hurricane Rana goes to the side. Next question as Dragon Kid goes up top. Double rotation moonsault lands and flush.
That Kid Salt, not enough to get the victory here today, but I want to remind you, Shaw, that it's been an absolute pleasure to have you here with me at ringside, calling the action. So much better than one of those Clark boys. So much better. I feel like we're more fluid. We're having fun. But who is not having fun right now? Benjamin Balder taking the mat right to the face off of that shooting star press.
Yeah, Mrs. Studer ducks, though. The 585 dodges a bullet. That would have taken his head clean off his shoulders. But now the gutbuster. Benjamin Balder's shooter connects. And a second one, this time the knees up though on the shooter. And now this might be the road to the end, as Jamie Clark has got him by the scruff of the neck, tosses him in the corner, but Benjamin Balder trying to fight his way out. The kicks, the chops, gets blocked, and now again sent it to the corner.
Tag team wrestling.
Is now off the ropes. Big double back body drop tosses him.
Ladies and gentlemen, I never thought I would see it, but these two are working together. And speaking of together, those Adams are no longer together. That Adam Smasher hit with authority.
But no, not enough. Just the two, and Dragon Kid wasn't even there to break it up in time. That was all Benjamin Balder kicking out on his own accord.
Absolutely, the Benjamin Balls on Benjamin Balder are big here tonight, because he is doing something that I never thought he would do. I never thought he would stand toe-to-toe with either Jay Scott or Jamie Clark to this much effectiveness.
Absolutely. As now, though, back suplex drops him on the back of his head there. It is not looking good. Jay Scott trying to bring him to his feet, back elbow. Balder trying to just get some distance. Dragon Kid's down on the outside. Balder's got him up in the Canadian position. Canadian neckbreaker connects. Now calling him to his feet. Big drop kick. That single leg calf kick from Benjamin Balder as he goes over the ropes, looking to climb up top.
Balder's got some
deal.
Dangerous intent here. But Jamie Clark.
Jamie saving his partner, but not for very long as he clotheslines him to the outside. Does Balder now going up top?
Balder is a madman.
Moonsault down to the floor.
Dragon Kid just now rejoining the land of the living here, but another Canadian neckbreaker on the barely padded concrete. Jay Scott is in a bad way as referee Leonard Seymour continues the count.
Especially with, his title match on the horizon, does not want to be taking these big of bombs. with that title match so close as Jay Scott tags in the champ. But Benjamin Balder taking the fight to him. Got the arms hooked. Welcome to Winnipeg. Connects. Tags
And a smart tag. A smart tag there. He knew that he couldn't get the job done. He knew he was winded. Probably couldn't get the leverage on the pin. Sent Dragon Kid in to pick up the scraps. But when those scraps are the World Heavyweight Champion, it's a bigger job than it sounds like.
Yeah, those scraps could build a Toyota as he connects there with the backdrop driver. But able to kick out, and you see Jamie thought that was going to be enough as he tags in Jay. And the Dragon Kid tags in Benjamin Balder.
The tag team wrestling.
Scooped into the victory road.
What is it going to take to end this matchup? Why didn't Jay Scott go for the pin? Is this insult to injury here? What gives, really?
No, that he's going to stay down. Backdrop driver again. And now locking in the submission, looking to make Benjamin Balder tap out. Dragon Kid nowhere to go. Balder needs to survive if he wants to still win this match. He's able to find his way out of it. Off the ropes handspring. And able to escape it with a tag is Jay Scott. Is now turned around. 5.
The 585.
Ahead.
Maybe leading to the 1, 2, 3. But what the hell? What is in this kid's diet? The rainbow hair, this crazy mad lad here, getting spiked into the canvas, but still somehow wriggling around in the ring, showing signs of life here.
Trying to think for the Adams smash, or at least the setup for it. Went for the Enziguri, not able to get that either. Rolls through from the punch, dodges the kick. Neither man landing a hit. Victory road, perhaps. No. The elbow shooting in from Benjamin Balder, not wanting to get hit with the victory road. Instead, gets hit with the kick to the gut by Jay Scott. Lifts him up and over, reverse DDT.
And this could be it. Balder looking for something big here.
Calling him to his feet. Big blockbuster. Twisting midair into the cover. 2. No.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a treat to see, unless you are Jay Scott at this point.
Boy, Jamie Clark, he might be watching an L getting put on the scorecard here as Dragon Kid calls him to his feet. No, Jay Scott blocks it.
Dragon Kid
tries to catch him up, not able to get it off the ropes. Drop kick to the back of the head.
He couldn't get that Bahama Espiritu, but he's going up top. Hits him!
Moonsault into the cover, hooks the outside leg. Jamie Clark's in, breaks it up.
And that was just a case of being on the wrong side of the ring at the wrong time. Jamie Clark able to intervene there.
Yes, he was. And now up on the shoulders, Samoan drop. Dates of Noah Kakoa there. He tags in Jamie Clark. And Jamie looking to put this young boy down, but elbow shot from Dragon Kid. Ducks the lariat, goes under. Tilt-a-whirl, round the world with the head scissors.
Dragon.
Wait a second here.
Bahama Espiritu! Bahama Espiritu, that has got to be it. Dragon Kid has beat our champion. But no!
Dragon Kid not able to get it just yet. And out kick to the gut by Jimmy Clark. 585! Turns him inside out. Rolls him over. Hooks the outside leg. Count the goddamn lights. But no! Able to
Dragon.
Benjamin Balder wasn't there. That was all Dragon Kid kicking out.
Dragon Kid has just kicked out of one of the most brutal 585s I think we've ever seen in Covenant Pro Wrestling. And now Jamie Clark ushering for Dragon Kid to come a little bit closer
Wasn't able to get him as close as he wanted though. And now Jamie, oh, I think was going for something there. Dragon Kid did whatever he could to dodge. Drop kick into the shoulder. Senton, little boy. And now, Dragon Kid needs, on the outside here by our announcers, by the way, back suplex to Benjamin Balder inside the ring. Neck breaker to Jamie Clark into the cover. 1, 2, is that it? No.
How much more can any of these men take in this matchup? This is the closest we've ever gone to having a draw here in Covenant Pro Wrestling. And I think we're on the cusp of having our first mark in that D column. But as the blockbuster was attempted to be hit by Benjamin Balder, Jamie Clark still shows signs that he's ready to keep going and going like the Energizer Bunny.
Now Hurricane takes down Jay Scott. In comes Dragon Kid once again, getting a small reprieve on the outside, but not for very long. Back suplex into the kip up, leg drop by Jay Scott, crashing down, making it hurt inside for the Dragon Kid. Was that a kick out at 1 after everything he's taken?
I would say he gets better with age, but I guess he gets better with as the longer he's in a matchup, but an Adam Smasher could spell disaster.
No, right there, Benjamin Balder able to break it up. And he's standing to Jay Scott. He's trying to buy Dragon Kid maybe some time here by taking on the self-proclaimed GOAT.
He's definitely a contender for being one of the most charismatic individuals that we have. But after a match like this, you've got to think later on in history, we're going to see Dragon Kid and Benjamin Balder on that list for who is the greatest of all time.
Is that Dragon Kid sends him into the corner? What the hell are they going for here? Huge combination. And now Northern Light suplex. Bridges hooks the leg. But Jamie Clark runs in and breaks it up. Benjamin Balder looking to try and take Jamie out of the equation.
And he is successful there.
Big blockbuster. Clark is down. Scott is up. No, he saw Scott charging and wasn't able to get it. Instead gets the neck breaker. Goes back up top. And Benjamin Balder setting up has got to be going for this blockbuster. Hits it flush. Jamie is down. Jay is down. Hooks the outside leg. The referee's down into the... And they did it!
The biggest upset in Covenant Pro Wrestling history. Benjamin Balder just beat our #1 contender. He's just beat our champion. And I am so sorry from talking over the announcer there, but I don't give a damn. That was the craziest thing I have seen to date.
A big win, and you can't just give props to Balder because he got the pin. Dragon Kid, a huge gutsy performance in that match as well. And these two may have just had a star-making performance. That is all here from Uproar episode 18. I've been Alex Shaw, joined by James Randall, bidding you all a very farewell adieu.
Thank you so much for watching us. We'll be back in 2 weeks for Covenant Pro Wrestling Uproar. Check us out on Saturday for Origins.